show business and entertainment and movies and television, it draws a lot of attention from a lot of different walks of life. And people dream about being in a movie, being on a TV show, being a star, a celebrity. And all of those things are exterior to what is actually being done in Hollywood, and that is a lot of work is being done, crafting stories, developing projects. It's difficult, and it takes a tremendous amount of effort. Actors come to town, to New York or Los Angeles or London, and they say, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a year and see if I can become successful. And to those, I want to say, I could save you a year of your time if you think that this is something that you can carve out some arbitrary amount of time to achieve certain things. This is not for you. This is a lifetime. Stanislavski said, love the art within you, not you within the art. And that resonated with me. You should fall in love with the artistry of performing or writing or directing or producing, not the idea of seeing your name in lights, not going after that goal of achieving money or fame. Celebrity is a byproduct of what I do and what I like to do. It's not what I was after. And I'm still trying to reconcile with that and still trying to understand how I deal with celebrity and what that means to me, and privacy, and the fact of being recognized on a daily basis, and how that makes me feel, and trying to avoid it in many cases. I'm not completely comfortable with the amount of attention, to be honest with you. I'm trying to reconcile that. I don't mean to sound like it's a complaint, because having this measure of success or fame has brought great opportunity, and I'm exceedingly grateful for that. I've found some freedom going to museums, because all the attention in a museum is on other things, on walls. So people pass in front of you or by you, and you're not really paying attention to them. So I can do that, and it's nice to be mixing within the public and go relatively unnoticed. I've been an actor since I was 25 years old, and that's all I've done since I was 25 years old, is act for a living. And that was my goal, and I got it, and I was very pleased, and still to this day that is my most cherished accomplishment professionally, is that I can say that I'm a working actor since I was 25 years old. And to be honest, if fame, celebrity never reached me, I still would be fine, because I was making a living. And my wife is an actor, and she was making a living, and we have a child now who is an actor, and she's making a living. It's like, that's the goal. That's wonderful. And sometimes you, like many families, you make more or less, and you just ride the wave. But it wasn't ever a situation where I felt that I deserved more, or that I was entitled to more. I think I try to keep all that ego sensibility out of the equation, and just live more in the moment. My father was an actor, a writer, producer. He struggled for most of his life in trying to acquire a certain plateau, and watching that and watching how it affected him negatively. I think it's how I developed a sensibility that my goal would be to just achieve a simpler goal, and that was to just become a good actor, a working actor. If I could just make a living as an actor, I felt that was a great accomplishment, and I'd be happy with that. As an actor, your answer to any question from, if you're lucky enough to have an agent, is yes. Do you want to? Yes, I want to do that. I started out in 1979 doing background work as an extra. No name, no anything, just, you know, part of a group of partiers or angry mob, you know. That was my, something like that. And then if you're lucky, you get a little job here and there, but still there's no actual name connected to it. You have one line here or two lines there. I was, you know, drunken frat boy, reckless driver, those kind of things, all pronouns. And then when you first get that break where you actually have a name, Steve. Wow, I actually have a name. I'm Steve. You feel like you've progressed to some degree. You're no longer clerk number 2. The next progression is if you get a last name. It feels like you've really arrived. You have some level of importance now. And then hopefully you notice there's a change when your character not only has a first and last name, but a family. Oh, now you're part of a named group. Each of those are little plateaus that you can give some kind of measure to when you're working. There's a component for actors that is not really taken seriously, and that is luck. There is no career that has ever been achieved in entertainment, I truly believe this, without a healthy dose of luck. I think every single person in our industry can look back to a time when they got a break. Someone said, okay, kid, I'll read your script. Or, all right, you want to audition? Come in. Do it right now. And then you got to be ready. You still have to have the talent. You still have to have the drive and the preparation that it takes to find that luck. You have to be talented. You have to have perseverance. You have to have patience. But it's that X factor of luck. And the luck can come at any time. I was a working actor. Things were fine. I was paying my bills, leading a very middle-class economic life. At age 40, I got my lucky break and was cast in Malcolm in the Middle. At 50, I got an even bigger break when I was cast as Walter White on Breaking Bad. So that was my trajectory. It came when it was supposed to come. And that's the interesting thing about luck. It doesn't work on your timetable. It works on its own. You know, I went to college to become a policeman. I didn't have any money to go to a junior college and then transfer to a senior college. Then when I was 21, I would join the LAPD. Seemed like a good plan. And then at 19 years old, in an acting class, my first ever scene that I did in this acting class, I was asked to make out with this really pretty girl. Well, that spins the head of any young guy who likes women. It completely threw me and confused me. I thought she really liked me, and it turns out she was acting. She didn't really like me. She had a boyfriend, and I couldn't believe that she didn't really like me. It gave me pause. I took 2 years off. I went traveling and realized, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. So when I came back to Los Angeles on my motorcycle after 2 years, I just enrolled in a bunch of different acting classes. I never went to a class that I felt I was going to make a guru out of the teacher or just drop to my knees in front of someone. I picked and chose the elements of any class that I thought was helpful at the time. And I can't remember specifically what I learned from any given class. It's now kind of an amalgamation from all the classes that I took. Actors who belong in this business are the ones who have the courage to be fully vulnerable, to be able to tell the story as need be. There's a fear that if you take a chance to be vulnerable or emotional or susceptible, that you'll be ridiculed, maybe even ostracized by your clique, by your group. So we guard ourselves. Well, the actor has to learn to put all those guards down. When human beings see someone who is vulnerable and open, possibly in danger, emotionally or physically, human beings don't want to point the finger at them anymore. They don't want to ridicule or ostracize. They want to protect. And that's really the great thing about human beings. They want to emotionally wrap their arms around that character and protect them and say, it's going to be okay. So when on stage or in a film, when an audience sees an actor who is weakened or vulnerable, hurt, they feel for them. They clutch themselves because they want to protect them. Allowing yourself as an actor to have the courage to be open and honest and present yourself as that character in all their glory if you have to. Seeing someone on stage naked isn't necessary. It's not necessarily sexual. It could be embarrassing. It could be awful for them, and an audience pulls for you and hopes that you find protection and comfort somewhere. In the arts, it's all based on personal feelings, and that's what I love about what I do, is that it incorporates the audience. It brings them in. What I truly love about this, and when I talk to audiences about anything I've done, is that the audience is always right. However you felt, however you reacted to something, is always right. That's how you felt. It's remarkable how you can sit next to someone and watch a movie. I could be weeping and they're like, eh. And it's like, really? Is it? Yeah, it missed me. They're not wrong, but I'm not wrong either. And that's what's so great. It's that it's all encompassing. There's nobody who's wrong in the arts. It's all opinion. It's all how you feel, how it makes you feel. Did it move you? And maybe it didn't. There's no such thing really of moving 100% of the people. It's not possible, I don't think. And that shouldn't be the goal, is to try to move every single person. Maybe it's not so artistic if you're trying to please everyone. Then maybe you just come out with vanilla. A vanilla ice cream is like, yeah, it's nice. No one's going to get excited about vanilla ice cream. But no one, on the other hand, can lodge too many complaints about vanilla ice cream. It's vanilla. It's fine, you know. But you don't want art to be fine. It's fine. You want to try to make it special. Sometimes on stage, you attempt something that is dramatic, and it gets a laugh, and you're startled by it at first, or vice versa. And that's actually okay, because the audience is never wrong, and they're telling you what they're feeling. Oh, this moment, maybe we need to work on this beat so that if the intention is to get a dramatic moment, maybe we need to make some adjustments. The only failure is if you move an audience to nothing, to boredom. If they are indifferent about what they just experienced, whether it's a painting or a recital or a singer or a dancer or a play, if they are, I feel nothing throughout, then we failed. Then we failed. If we can have audiences talking about it, even arguing about it, that's successful, because then we got into the psyche of the person, and they're thinking about it, they're upset about it, or they're just overjoyed about it. I think the success of any good piece of art is that it continues the conversation. It doesn't end it. My name is Bryan Cranston, and this is my brief but spectacular take on being an actor.